Hi, this is Kat at inkingpaperwithkat.com. Welcome to the craft room. Today's project is a little black and white box. If you saw the last video, I think it was the last video I posted, we did a bag in black and white, and it was more of a study in black and white than anything special. Today's project, we've added a little pop of red, just a tiny little bit. And I think you can see there's red ribbon, and then there are the red rhinestones. Simple little box. It is a flat folding box. It holds, this one holds, a little disposable plastic thing of M&M holiday mints. A nice little gift, I think, for someone. And these little containers you can find probably at every grocery store. They're meant for condiments and things like that, packing picnics. So we're going to do that again today. As I said, this is a flat fold box, so you can have it completely made, fold it flat, stack them up, store them until you need them for the holidays. Alright, let's get started. The supplies that you are going to need are, today we're using a white background instead of black. We're using a piece of heavy or thick whisper white that's 8.5 by 6.5. We're using Stampin' Up's DSP Merry Little Christmas. 2 pieces that are 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and 4 pieces that are 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. We're using the Cherry Cobbler double stitched ribbon, and we are also using the rhinestones. Now these are clear and I want red, so we're going to use an alcohol marker to color them. I'm using the dark Cherry Cobbler from the new Stampin' Blends from Stampin' Up that just came out. And all you do is just run your marker all over your rhinestone. And now you have red rhinestones. So we'll set those aside, let them dry, get out our scoring board, put our paper in with the long side at the top, and we are going to score at 1.5, 4, 5.5, and 8. Turn it to the short side, and we are going to score at 1/2. And this is probably the hardest score line to do. So when you get over that close to the edge. 2, 4.5, and 6. Alright. That's all of our scoring done. Alright, let's fold and burnish. And then we have a lot of cutting to do. Now the thick paper, you do need to really pay attention to your burnishing because it is thick and you do want nice sharp corners on your box. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to cut up all of the score lines on the two long sides. So just take your scissors, cut up each of those score lines. Okay, this narrow piece here, totally remove it, cut a small wedge. Do the same thing on the other side. And again, remove this piece by taking a small wedge. Alright, so our box will go together like this. On one end, we want a closure, and on the other end, we want a closure on the opposite side. So let's start with this one. We want this to be our closure. So we need to remove this piece right here completely. Okay, so we've removed that completely. On the other one, the other side, we want the opposite end where the closure is to be removed. So take that one out. Okay. Now these are the side flaps that fold in, and they're much too large. So we are going to trim them down, and I would take about the one flap plus a 1/2 inch and cut it as straight as you can. It's not always easy on these. And we need to do both sides. Now, in order for our box to close nicely, we want to take a small wedge, and I do mean a small wedge, out of these sides, because we do want the sides there. That's not straight. There we go. We don't want them to collapse into our box. That's what helps hold the lid up. But we need to be able to get our box nicely closed. Now on your two flaps that fold in and create the top and bottom of your box, we want to round these corners so it will slide in a little bit easier. When we get our box assembled, we may find that we need to trim a little, but that's okay. We can do that then. So for right now, take a corner rounder and round those corners on both sides. Alright, before we put our box together, we want to put our DSP on. So I think it's pretty obvious that those two go in the largest sections. Then you will have two of the smaller ones on each side, and one top and one bottom. So we'll just use some fast fuse. And center it and try and make it as straight as you can. Alright, that's all of our DSP on. Take a small circle punch and you are going to put a thumb hole in each of the large panels. Fast fuse to put your box together. Flaps in, top in, top or bottom. And then you kind of decide which way you want your box. Okay, I think I'm going to make this the top and this the front. So let's do some stamping. We are using tags and trimmings, and we are using Celebrate the Season. Okay, we need the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, a scrap of Whisper White. We are going to ink up our stamp. Oops, that's not good. There we go, that's better. Alright, we are using the Everyday Label Punch. And just want to center it, make sure it's straight, and punch. We're going to add our red rhinestones that we created. And add a piece of cross-stitch ribbon. Now I'm putting it around the center of the box, not around the top. I didn't want to create a belly band effect. I just wanted a ribbon that could stay on the box while it was flat folded. And I am just tying a square knot. Trim the edges or ends. I'm going to attach the sentiment with dimensionals. Now I'm putting them at the top and the bottom. The ribbon will actually be in the middle, but that eliminates trying to work around that knot. And I want to center that. Because I do want that ribbon poking out. Trim it a little bit more. And we can load up our goodies. Close our box, and there we have a black and white gift box with just a hint of red. I hope you enjoyed the project and come back and visit soon.